Hello and welcome again to my video. I'm a little bit croaky today. The weekend I was diagnosed positive with COVID. Luckily I've had the vaccination, so I like to think that I'm going to be I'm going to be okay. Little bit sore, headache, etc. and so on. Pretty much just like a very heavy cold. I'm afraid doesn't stop me working, so I just have to get on with it. Anyway, this little project we've got on again is once again on my trusty lathe at the back here. Hang on a minute, let me just grab a cup of tea while I'm at it. Oh dear, I need to keep my throat fairly well lubricated because like you said, I said earlier, I'm a bit croaky, so yeah, I just got to keep my throat nice and lubricated. Excuse me. Yeah, that's a lot better. It doesn't stop me being croaky, but just helps the throat a little bit. Yeah, anyway, so today we've got another little job to make some nylon rollers. Similar, very similar to the ones I did before. Only this time I've had to make some steel axles to go in them, which have a circlip at each end. So I'll show that as well while I'm at it. So we'll just get on and see it. I'm not dressed in my normal sort of working clothes today because, as I say, I'm trying to keep wrapped up a bit because of the cold. Okay, so see you in the next frames. I've cut the nylon off into lengths of approximately 200mm long. That way I can get 3 pieces out of each one quite comfortably by passing them off. There's a little bit of wastage on each one, but I do have to have some that I can hold in the chuck of the lathe. Obviously, as you can see, I've fitted extension jaws into the chuck so that I can hold these pieces quite successfully without too much distortion. They don't need to be supported so much. The 25mm hole in the middle is really just a clearance, and then I'll turn it round, put another hole through from the other end, just to make sure that it's nice and straight. If you try and go all the way through from one end, it could distort. I've now cut these pieces off to 50mm long, and now I'm facing them off both sides to get them all exactly the same length as each other. Once I've done all that, I can turn them round and do the other side so that they're all the same. I'll deburr the hole so that they can fit onto a mandrel. So that I can turn down the outside diameter a lot more accurately. Once it takes a little while just to clean them down, getting everything right, just to face off. I can only do them one at a time, so I literally do one and then turn it round, do the other side, measure up, and then they're done. Okay. So I've now got 2 of these blocks fitted onto a mandrel so that I can turn down the outside diameter, and we can keep it nice and true to the centre hole. They take a little while, but it's not too bad, but it's a bit messy actually, turning down the outside of nylon like this. As you can see, it tends to shave off quite a lot. You'll have to excuse my hand coming into the video every now and then, just to keep the swarf, as for want of a better word of calling it, away from the workface itself. It can wrap itself round the blocks, or as you can see, it does wrap itself round the chuck a little bit as well. So it's a bit of a long drawn out procedure because I have to go down one way and then come back the other way just to clean it off and keep everything nice and smooth. Here I'm putting a radius on the edge or on the corner of each block, Again, I do one at a time. It's all set up so that I just need to roll the cutter, radius cutter, into each corner to get the right depth. It's just so that there's no sharp edges on the rollers themselves. And here we have basically what is the final procedure in making these rollers. I'm just boring a bearing cup in each end, 47mm diameter by 12mm deep. I have to do it in a couple of cuts, but it's not too bad. I can set the stop on the bed of the lathe just so that I know how deep I'm going in, and just wind in a little bit, taking a cut on each and just wind it into the stop. When I've done one side, I've obviously got to measure it up and then make sure it's okay. Turn it round and do the one on the other side. As you can see, I'm using a telescopic gauge to measure the outside, the internal diameter of the bearing cup. So it's okay, it looks pretty good. Here you can see I've put the collet chuck back on the lathe to take the 20mm bar. I just need to put a circlip groove in the end. It's only about just over 1mm wide, and I've got to go into the steel approximately 3/4 of a mil on each side, so it's about 1.5 mil deep. So here we have the finished item. All 8 rollers completed. I haven't put the bearings in. Bearings actually hadn't arrived yet, so they can go out to the client. He can put the bearings in themselves. They're straightforward enough. And there are 8 spindle axles to go in as well, all with their circlips, well, C-clips I put on them this time rather than proper circlips. There you have it, another little project completed, ready to go out to the client. I hope you enjoyed the video. Look out for more videos in the future, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and any comments are welcome. So thanks very much. Goodbye. See you in the next video. Bye bye.